Hello and welcome to day 10 of MoneyMap Live. Today we're going to talk about mirroring, a shortcut for safer keyword research. And we're going to start from the factors that truly matter, which are sales, relevance, and reviews. More exactly, what we want to do in the process of keyword research, we want to make sure that if we have a target revenue, we match that with the total sales potential of the keywords we are going for. The second is to maximize relevance. We want to, if we have a choice, we want to choose keywords that have a high as relevance as possible. Why? Because first of all, those rankings are going to stick better, and maybe even more importantly, our ranking campaign is going to be more effective if we're trying to get ranked for highly relevant keywords versus for irrelevant ones. And finally, we want to minimize reviews requirements. If we have to choose between two different keywords and the top competitors for one keyword have thousands of reviews, while for the other one they only have tens or hundreds of reviews, of course we want to choose the keyword with less competition, so competitors with less reviews. So what's the process of mirroring? The first step is to identify an ASIN that is similar to ours. And what am I looking for? Same number of reviews or less, similar product features and product quality or worse, similar price point or higher, monthly revenue close to our target monthly revenue or higher. We're going to take a look at these again in just a few slides when we look at the two options that you'll usually encounter. Once you identify this ASIN, you'll want to get ranked for the same keywords this ASIN is ranked for. And we're not looking at all the keywords that the ASIN is ranked for, only the ones that the ASIN is ranked for on the first page in the top 10. The other keywords, we're going to go with the assumption that those keywords do not drive any sales, or if they drive any sales, it's only an insignificant percentage. And finally, we want to avoid ASINs that rely quite heavily on PPC or sponsored results. Again, we're going to cover this once again in just a few slides. So why do I like the process of mirroring? Because it's a safe shortcut. First of all, why is it a shortcut? It's a shortcut because keyword research is faster and easier when you do mirroring, all main factors being automatically checked. Because we're going after an ASIN whose revenue we're aware of, we know that we're going to hit our target income. So in terms of sales potential, we no longer need to worry about that because we can see that this product being ranked for these keywords is making this amount of revenue. So we no longer have to worry about the sales potential of each individual keyword. We no longer have to worry about relevance because we see this ASIN that is very similar to ours being ranked very high for these exact keywords we're choosing, and we don't have to worry about reviews because once again we're choosing an ASIN that has the same number of reviews we have or even lower, or a number of reviews we're comfortable with, maybe a number of reviews that we know we can obtain for our own ASIN as well. So we don't need to worry about it either. Why is it a safe shortcut? Because we're following the footsteps of someone who's taken the same road and who knows exactly what they're going. What I mean is that we know what we need to do, which is to get ranked for these exact keywords, and we know what results we can expect. Maybe mirroring isn't the best term, it's more like following. We know that if this ASIN, which is either the same as our ASIN, very similar, or maybe even worse than our ASIN in from certain points of view. If this exact ASIN, similar to ours, has ranked for these keywords, it means, and it has been ranked for quite some time, we can also get ranked for the exact same keywords. And we're seeing that this ASIN we're mirroring is earning a certain amount of revenue. It means that in most cases we can make this assumption. It's quite safe to assume we're also going to reach the same level of revenue. So that's why it's a shortcut and that's why it's safe. We're going to use a piece of software that you have access to now in T.Tools called Asyn X-Ray. Most of you are aware what Asyn X-Ray is, and you already have access to it from Accelerator. But just in case you didn't have access to it yet, I am going to do a few demos, and more importantly, I'm going to show how to use Asyn X-Ray, which can do a lot of different things. I'm going to show you exactly how to use it in the context of mirroring for keyword research as part of this process. So we have a couple of scenarios, and here I'm repeating some of the things I've already said, but I want to make it very clear that we have two different scenarios. The first one is when we want to get ranked with a new product, and the second one is with an existing product. So what is the exact process once again, but this time more specifically for a new product? First step remains the same as in the original blueprint. We want to identify asyns that could be mirrored. In terms of price, we want to make sure that the price of the mirrored asyn is the same as the price for our asyn, or potentially lower, that the number of reviews this asyn has is exactly the same as the number of reviews we have for our own product, or lower, or a number of reviews that we're comfortable obtaining. Third, we want to make sure that the revenue of this asyn is very similar to our target revenue. You might be tempted to think, okay, I'm just going to go for an asyn that has a revenue that's 3 times my target revenue, and that way I'm covered. Well, that's not okay, because what happens if you do that, you will then mirror the same keywords, and because you want to only make $10,000, and for that you need a $10,000 ranking budget, but you're mirroring a product that makes $30,000, your budget won't be enough, and you will be mirroring or trying to get ranked for the wrong keywords, and the cost of getting ranked is going to be considerably higher. So because of that, you don't want to mirror neither an asyn that is making less money than what you intend to make, or considerably more. You want to be kind of in the same range. So if you want to make $10,000 per month in revenue, find an asyn that is making somewhere between 8,000 and 12,000, right? So stay within a certain range close to your target revenue. And finally, you want to make sure that, we're going beyond the asyn. So not just price, reviews, and revenue, the actual product needs to be similar. So if you're launching a dual dog leash made of a certain material and with certain features, try to find an asyn that is very similar in terms of what the product actually is. So find a dual dog leash made of similar materials, so you know that the keywords they are relevant for, your product is also going to be relevant for those, right? If you want to launch a leather dog leash, but instead you're mirroring a product that is not a leather dog leash, it's a dog leash but it's not made of leather, there's going to lead to certain issues. The main one being they might be ranked for leather related keywords, and you won't be relevant for those. And in this case, I'm mentioning something that's going to be immediately obvious. A difference in the materials used, and it's obvious that if their product is made of leather and yours isn't, there's going to be an issue. But sometimes the issue with the keywords can be a bit hidden. It might not be obvious right away, and the only way to protect yourself from this potential problem, is to make sure that you're choosing a very similar product, not just in terms of price, reviews, and revenue, but the actual features of the product. Second step, once you've identified this asyn, what you want to do is to run Asyn X-Ray, which I'm going to show you how to do in a second, to identify all the target keywords that are in the top 10. So you don't want to you'll want to filter the results, as you'll see in a second, and you don't want to look at all the keywords, just the ones that this product is ranked for in the top 10 on the first page. Now you might find that this product is ranked for, I don't know, 100 keywords, and that's because 80% of them are super long tail. That doesn't matter. You don't want to get ranked for all of them. You still want to limit your campaign to the top 8 to 15. It should be quite easy to cover 95% of the demand with just 8 to 15 keywords. I haven't encountered the situation yet where if the product has a revenue similar to what your target revenue is, that it won't be possible for you to cover all the demand with a part of the keywords. Again, they might be ranked for 100 keywords. You could choose just 8 to 15 and cover 95% of that demand. And finally, you want to be aware of sponsored results. I'm no longer saying, if you've heard me talk about mirroring, for example, during the 30-day product picking challenge, I am not saying that you should completely avoid products that run sponsored ads. That's going to be very difficult, but you should be aware of, okay, what keywords are they bidding for and how aggressive are they with ads, and just based on the organic results, is it likely that most of the revenue comes from sponsored results and not from organic rankings? You want to become aware of that and make a decision based on that, because you don't want to go after a product that actually has very poor rankings and the revenue is only due to running ads. That's not that common to encounter those kind of products that overly rely on PPC, but you want to at least take a look and check what the situation is in that regard as well. And the second type of product you might be conducting keyword research for is not a new product, but an existing product that has a certain level of revenue. If it doesn't have any revenue yet, it doesn't matter that you've launched it, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. If it's at zero revenue and it's not ranked for any keywords, just treat it as a new product. However, if you have a product that is currently making, let's say, $10,000 per month, and it's ranked for certain keywords, and you now want to expand that product, get it ranked for more keywords, expand its revenue, then you have two options. The first one, which is the most straightforward, easiest to implement, is to look for an ASIN that is already ranked for the keywords you are ranked for, but earning 15,000 a month instead of 10. So if you want to go from 10 to 15, you want to look for products that, again, and that's why I put that in bold, I think it's very important, they are already ranked for the keywords you are ranked for. Why is that important? If you imagine a Venn diagram, you want a product that when you intersect your product and their product, there is some overlap. However, there aren't any keywords that you are ranked for that they're not ranked for. So you want this product, let's say you are ranked for 3 keywords. You want this product that makes $15,000 a month. You want them to be ranked, already be ranked for those 3 keywords you are ranked for, but maybe they are ranked for an additional 2 keywords. So you want to determine what are those extra keywords they are ranked for, and you know that the difference in revenue is going to come from those extra keywords that they are ranked for. This is the most straightforward option. Second option is to look for ASINs that are not ranked for your keywords, but making $5,000 a month. So it might be that it's a product that is actually doing worse than yours. You don't encounter them in the search results for the keywords that you are already ranked for, but maybe they've went after some longer tail keywords or a slightly different sub niche, or just a set of keywords that you've previously ignored. So you want to identify such an ASIN and go after those keywords. That's a bit more difficult, and we're going to explore that in a more systematic way tomorrow when we look at keyword sniping, which is the reverse of mirroring. We're going to have a much better approach for that. So today I'm going to give you an example of how I personally approach mirroring for a new product, and then for an existing product. And as you'll see, I'm going to go for option number 1 because that's the most straightforward for mirroring. And a variation on option 2 is going to be more suitable for keyword sniping. So with that, let's get to example number 1, a new product. For the purpose of this first example, I'm just going to imagine that we want to launch a brand new product. This is not a product we already launched on Amazon. We don't have an ASIN for it. It's just a product idea at this stage. And I want to launch a felt letter board. And we also have to go with, for the purpose of the example, we have to make an assumption about our target revenue. So I'm just going to imagine that we want to make $10,000 per month in revenue to begin with this particular product. That would correspond to about, assuming we'll have a 30% profit margin, that would correspond to approximately $3,000 per month in profit, which I think is pretty good to start with. And what I would recommend at this stage is, instead of just going through Amazon through the search results and investigating each product on its own, it's much faster if you use a piece of software. Now, personally, I prefer Zoof. I am affiliated with Zoof, and my recommendation of using Zoof is biased. However, you can use any other piece of software that you prefer, whether that's Helium 10 or Jungle Scout or any other tool that you already have access to. They should have a tool in their software suite which allows you to search for a keyword and see ASINs along with their estimated revenue. So in the case of Zoof, I'm going to app.zoof.com/opportunity analyzer. So that's the third tool down, or the second if you ignore the home page. And I'm just searching for felt letterboard. And what I want to do next, I don't want to actually see all the results. So I'm going to apply a filter. And the filter I'm going to use is, of course, going to be for revenue. So I want to only see products that are making anywhere between $7,500 a month and $12,500. So that's the revenue. Because my target revenue is 10,000, I want to stay within this range. As you can see, it's plus or minus 25%. So that still gives me a wide enough range. Now, if you can't find any results this way, you just change the keyword, search for a slightly different keyword, and I'm sure that you'll manage to find a few ASINs that meet your criteria. So I'm not going to include sponsored products, so I'm going to remove that. Okay, and here are the results I'm seeing. And you can see, if I look at, this is the column I want to look at, it's monthly revenue, and I have I think 9 different options of ASINs that I can actually mirror. And let's see, in terms of revenue, they range anywhere from 7,500 all the way to, I think this is the highest one in terms of revenue, 11,897. So at this point, now that we've identified potential candidates based on revenue, the next thing I want to look at is the number of reviews. So that's in this column over here, and I'm going to give priority to the ASINs that have a lower number of reviews and they still earn a decent income. Now I'm going to exclude anything that has under 50 reviews, and that's only this ASIN right here, because I suspect that it's been recently launched based on its review count. We can actually check that by clicking on the sales history, and we can see that the first record of a sale here in Zoof dates back to January 31st, 2020. Today we're in April, so that's a product that has been around for only 3 months, so I'm not going to take it into account. So I want to look at products that have more than 30 reviews, but still as low as possible. So this would be one with 69 reviews, this one with 96, even this one with 174, and this one with 191, because probably if I'm going to launch a felt letter board, I'm assuming I've already done my research, and this is outside the scope of what we're teaching here. You kind of have to know, okay, how many reviews am I going to obtain? I have a budget since I got to this stage. And just based on what I know about this niche that I've chosen semi-randomly, I'm pretty sure that we need at least 100 reviews before we begin any kind of ranking campaign. So that being said, I'm going to open up some of these ASINs in Amazon. So the first one I'm going to open is going to be this one with 174 reviews, 11,000 in revenue. We're going to open this one in Amazon. I'm also going to look at this one with 96 reviews and 9,386 in revenue. This one, slightly lower revenue, but still an okay number of reviews. We can actually compete. If we have 100, they have 191. It's still, within the same thresholds. And even this one with 69 reviews. So let's open all of these up. Now, another thing before I actually continue with all of these, again, I want to confirm when was this product launched. So I'm just going to quickly look at the sales history. This one is still launched relatively recently. No, actually, if I look at all time, I apologize, we have to check that other one as well. So when I look at all time, I was just at the 90 days frame. It was launched on December 9th, 2019. That's the all time. So that has enough history. So with that, let's actually check this one with 28 reviews as well. So when I look at, no, I was looking at all time. So yeah, that was launched on January 31st. So I was correct to exclude that one. Then this one, when we switch to all time, launched on April 22nd, 2019. Again, more than enough history. And also this one, also launched on June 2019. Again, more than enough history. So that's just a few things you want to check. You don't want to go after a product that has been launched too recently. That's the only thing that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so with that, we have 4 potential candidates here. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly look at their listings to make sure that price-wise, we're also kind of, in the right price range. So this one is $22, this one is $17.99, $19.99, and this one is $12.59. So again, here we have to go with the assumption that you already know kind of what the price will be for your product. Just based on what I'm seeing here, I'm expecting that the right price should be maybe somewhere between $18 and $22. So we have this one at 22, this one at 18, this one at 20. So they're all kind of in the same price range. I expect that if I were to launch a felt letterboard, it would kind of be in the same price range. But then we have this one, which is considerably cheaper at $13. So I am going to exclude it because of the price range. I expect that mine, and you even have one here only costing $10, right under $10. So these are too cheap. I don't think if I were to launch such a product, I don't think it would be within this, anywhere close to this price point. So I am going to exclude it because of that. So we are left with these 3 options. And the next step I have to do is to install ASIN X-Ray, going to T.Tools, and I'm going to do that off screen. And that will enable ASIN X-Ray over here on the page. And you also have to make sure that you're logged in Seller Central. Again, I'm going to log in Seller Central off screen, to protect the account. But after that, we should be able to see the link over here. Okay, so I've installed the Chrome extension and I've logged into Seller Central. So the next thing I need to do is to refresh all these pages. Because without refreshing them, the extension won't actually become active. And you can see it says show X-Ray. X-Ray only works if you are logged in Seller Central. Let me make sure that we're still logged in. And once logged in, I'm just going to do another refresh. Okay, so with that, Show X-ray has become available. We're going to start with this product with 96 ratings. And let's see, so Show X-ray. And here we just have to be patient. I recommend clicking on cancel here. So go with the slow option. And you can see that the extension is going through over 2000 relevant keywords for this particular product. And what it's doing is it's extracting all the data about these keywords, and then it's also checking the rankings to see if this particular ASIN is ranked or not ranked for these keywords. So we have the keyword over here in the leftmost column, then we have the number of different results, relevance, SFR, choice badge, top ASIN, volume, rank, the page, and sponsored results. I'm not going to do a full tutorial on ASIN X-ray here. I'm just going to show you the things that we are going to use it for in this process, because I don't want to turn this into a tutorial on how to use ASIN X-ray. I want to keep this streamlined to how we're going to use it for mirroring. So the one thing that we care about here is the rank. We want to sort by rank and only look at the keywords that this product is ranked for within the top 10. And the next thing we care about is the actual SFR. So you see here that we have some keywords with SFR over 1 million, and they're represented with 99999. We don't really care about those. Those are not popular enough keywords. So the ones that actually matter are only the ones that have an SFR different than 999,000 and 999. So another way to do this is to sort based on, to show page 1 keywords first, but then sort based on SFR. And what that will do is we're going to see popular keywords first, and as we scroll down through them, we can also see the rank. So as I go down through this might be either way, it's going to take some time. What you can do alternatively is you can also download the CSV file and apply a filter in Excel or in Google Sheets. And that's definitely an option as well. And actually, maybe I'll just do that just to show you how to do that as well. I'm going to click on download CSV, and then I'm going to open it up in Excel to show you how I filter things in there. Okay, so with the CSV downloaded, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all these columns, and I'm going to click on sort and filter, and then I'm going to only show products that have an SFR different than 999,000. And then I'm going to sort based on rank from smallest to largest. So now we are only seeing keywords that have a search frequency rank lower than 999,000. So they are popular enough. They're one of the top 1 million keywords, but at the same time, they are we're seeing them based on where they are ranked. So the only keywords that are ranked within the top 10 are these ones. So another thing I'm going to do over here is I'm going to unselect and only tick 1, 3, 5, 6, and 9. Those are the numbers under 10. So now one more thing I can do is I can remove everything that I don't care about, which is the count, Amazon's perceived relevance, and I think I'm going to leave the other ones just because we might take a look at them. Okay, so I want to see the keywords, and I'm going to sort by SFR from smallest to largest, so I see the most popular keywords first. So now what I can expect is that most, sorry, this should be hidden as well. Okay, so what I expect is that this particular ASIN is ranked for white letterboard. It's ranked number 1. It's a relatively popular keyword with an SFR of 146,000. And also, if I look at these columns with the Amazon's choice badge and the top ASIN, I can see that this ASIN has the choice badge for white letterboard and it's number 1. The next one is letterboard white, so just a variation on the first keyword. Then we have felt letterboard, letterboard spelled together. It's ranked number 6 for that. Then we have changeable letter message board, white letterboard, white felt letterboard, gold letterboard, and white letterboard with letters. So I'm expecting, based on what I'm seeing here, that this is a white letterboard, probably with gold letters, and we'll be able to check that. But right now I have all the keywords that I need to target in order to match the revenue of this particular product. So we're going to go back to Zoof in a second to check exactly how much revenue this product has. But I'm going to keep this open off screen, this particular CSV file, because we have all the keywords we'll need to target. And you can see we actually have exactly 8 keywords, which is perfect. These would be the keywords that we would need to get ranked for. What's interesting is that the product is a white letterboard, but has white letters. So I'm not sure why it's ranked for gold letterboard. Actually, going back to the spreadsheet, we can see that I'm just going to bring it on screen here for a second. You can see that it's ranked number 9 for that. If you look in the rank column, so we can probably exclude that particular keyword. It just goes to show that as you go down in the search results, that's clearly not a keyword that drives sales for this product because it's irrelevant. So yeah, it's quite easy to, I'm just going to remove it. And we're left with 7 keywords that we would need to get ranked for. And going back to Zoof here, let's see, which was the product. So I think it's this one over here. Was it that one? Yeah, so 96 ratings. Sorry, it's this one over here, and it's making $9,386 per month, which is right in our revenue range. I'm going to assume that it's right in our price range. It doesn't have a lot of reviews, so it's very clear. We're not going to get ranked for, the main keyword like felt letterboard spelled properly, or, anything big. We're just going after white letterboard, letterboard white, felt letterboards spelled differently, white letterboard, white felt letterboard, white letterboards with letters. So even though we haven't started with the thought, okay, I'm going to go after keywords that contain the word white, just by doing this process of mirroring, we've discovered a subset of keywords, all highly relevant for this particular product. We would of course have to do something very similar. It would have to be a white letterboard, probably with white letters. I'm not sure if people expect the letters to be white as well, but just to be sure, we would have to mirror the product. We would have to have similar features, a very similar product, get ranked for the exact same keywords, have around 100 reviews, and it's pretty safe to assume that we're going to make $10,000 a month. Now, this process is not complete, right? So we haven't finished keyword research yet. We don't know exactly how many sales each of these keywords is going to deliver, how many giveaways we need to do through each of these keywords. That's something that we're going to cover a couple of days from now when we talk about sales data. So at that point, we can just take these keywords and analyze them through Clicks 4.0, as I'm going to show you in a couple of days. But we're almost finished, and it's a really fast shortcut. This is a product I've chosen almost randomly. It took less than, I think, 15 minutes to, arrive at this final list of keywords without having to worry about assessing each of these keywords individually, right? So that's the big shortcut. We haven't looked at white letterboard and looked at how relevant is white letterboard for the product we plan to launch, and how relevant is letterboard white, and how relevant is white letterboard spelled together. We haven't looked at the reviews of the top competitors when you search for these keywords. So we haven't analyzed sales potential, relevance, or reviews requirements for any of these keywords individually. What we've done instead is we've started from the ASIN. We've done a reverse search basically on that particular ASIN, identifying what that ASIN is ranked for, and that basically provided a shortcut to quickly identify, okay, we're just going to do a campaign for these 7 keywords, and we know that as long as we have an ASIN very similar to the one we're trying to mirror here, then we can just assume quite safely that we're going to do $10,000 a month in revenue. Now, before I move on to the next example, I just want to show you that things can go in a totally different direction if we go for another ASIN over here. So this one has 191 reviews. It's an $18 product. We can see that it's double-sided, so I expect, and it's 12 by 12. We can see that it has the Amazon's Choice badge for that. So I just expect, just based on the title, on the main image here, the fact that, you know, they're really showing, okay, this is double-sided, based on the Amazon's Choice badge, I'm expecting that the results we're going to see in terms of what keywords this product is ranked for are going to be completely different, right? This is clearly not a white letter board, so, you know, it's safe to assume that. So I'm going to do the same process, and I just want to show you that, you know, at this stage, it of course matters quite a lot what product you're actually launching and how similar is the product with the product that you are trying to mirror. This is why mirroring, it's very important to actually do mirroring at a stage. If you're doing this for a new product, don't do it after you've launched or sourced the product. Do it at the stage where you're still considering all these aspects when you're doing your research before you actually manufacture it. Because this whole process of mirroring may influence your decision. Am I going to go with a white letter board? Am I going to go with a double-sided letter board? And that decision is going to be influenced by what you find out with ASIN X-ray. Of course, if you're going to do this for an existing product, you don't have that option. So it becomes even more important that you choose a product that is very similar to the product you're already selling. By the way, if this happens when you use ASIN X-ray, you see we're at 2,537 keywords out of 2,538. That can happen. It's just one keyword hanging, and you know, it seems to take forever to actually obtain the results for it. Just abandon this. You know, I think it took like 30 seconds to wait until now. Just do a refresh and click on Show X-ray once again, and hopefully this time it won't get stuck. Okay, so here are the results. Let's quickly sort by rank over here. And once again, we can see that the product is number 1 for a lot of different keywords. But many of these are not popular enough based on SFR. So it's not really useful to look at any of the keywords that are super long tail. So we're going to go through the same process of downloading the CSV and taking a look at this in Microsoft Excel. And once we open the file in Excel, I'm selecting the columns, clicking on Sort and Filter. I'm removing everything that is not popular enough. So unticking 999,000. Then maybe also it's worth unselecting all the ranks, only keeping the ones under 10, including 10. And now I can actually sort by SFR from smallest to largest. So what's interesting is that for this product, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 keywords. It might be a bit too much, and we might remove some of the least popular ones towards the end of the list. But let's also look at the ranks, right? So we can see, for example, that this last keyword, the product is ranked for in position number 10. It seems like the one that is driving most sales, it's probably letterboard 12 by 12. It's ranked number 1 for it. It's also running sponsored results for that. It's number 1 in sponsored results as well. It has the Amazon's Choice badge, and it's the number 1 ASIN for that. And it's a relatively popular keyword. So, that's something we definitely want to include. That's definitely a keyword driving a lot of sales. It's also number 1 for felt letterboard 12 by 12, which is, expected given that, it's a very similar keyword. So again, something we definitely want to include. Now for this one, we can see it's ranked number 9 for 10 by 10, and it's obviously not going to be relevant. So immediately I can remove it, right? You either have a product that is 12 by 12 or a product that is 10 by 10. It's either or. So we're just going to go with the assumption here that if we were to mirror this product, we would actually go after the keywords that are, that show the true dimensions 12 by 12. So now we're left only with 14, and we can go through this felt letterboard with stand. I've seen in the photo, and you can see it here at the bottom of the screen, that it does have a stand. Board with changeable letters. It has changeable letters. Wood letterboard. It is made of wood. Felt message board with letters. Wooden letterboard. Felt letterboard with letters. Changeable letter message board. All these are true. Black board with letters changeable. I'm not sure this is actually black. I think the felt part is black, but then the margins are brown. So I'm not entirely sure about this one. I guess when people search for this, they're actually referring to the color of the felt. But just because I'm not sure, I'm just going to mark it with a different color over here, just so I keep an eye on it. And if I have other options, if we already have enough keywords, I might exclude this one. Signboards with changeable letters, board with letters changeable, felt board with letters and numbers, double-sided letterboard. So you can see it's number 10 for this. It's probably, but this is not a big keyword. Another way we can do this is to sort by rank and not by the popularity of the keywords. And we can assume that the ones that are driving most of the sales are the ones that the product is ranked for, higher up in the search results. So if we have to choose just 10 out of these 15, maybe I would go for these. But something important to keep to point out here is that this product seems to run a lot of sponsored ads. So it is making $10,000 a month in revenue, but the question is how much of this revenue is actually coming from organic results and how much is it coming from sponsored? Because out of 14 keywords, we can see that it's actually showing up in sponsored results for 12 out of 14, which is a bit worrying. That's also true for this other product we've looked at. However, at least this was showing at position 3, 2, 4, 5, and 4. This one is showing number 1 for a lot of these keywords that it's ranked for. So that is a bit worrying. So let's actually confirm this. We can go to Amazon and search, for example, for letterboard 12 by 12. So let's quickly do that. And I'm going to close this. We can see it has a stand. One side is black, one is gray. So I guess that would fit what people are searching for. And let's do a search for letterboard 12 by 12. And you can see it over here as a sponsored result. So that just confirms, it is showing up as a sponsored result. It's also showing up. Let's see if I can find it organically. I think it's this one. Yeah. So it is showing up in the search results as well organically, but it is also showing up at the top of search as a sponsored result. So we have to be careful with that. I'm not saying you shouldn't source this, but just understand that this is no longer the safest bet. You might be in a situation where if you mirror this product, if you want to make $10,000 a month in revenue by mirroring this product and only getting ranked for these few keywords that this product is ranked for, you may need to supplement with PPC, and you may only be able to reach $10,000 a month in revenue if you also run PPC. And of course, PPC is going to lower your profit margin. So the revenue is attainable, but you have to adjust your expectations when it comes to profit margin. In my experience, if you are forced to run PPC, you should expect your profit margin to drop maybe from 30% if you only rely on organic to around 17% if you also have to run sponsored. So instead of having a $3,000 a month product in terms of profit, it might only be a $1,700 product. But of course, that's not that bad. You can always just get ranked for even more keywords, do a secondary campaign once the product is ranked for this product, for these keywords that we've initially targeted, and just keep growing the revenue by attacking more and more keywords. Okay, and now let's also look at another example, this time for an existing product. And as I've mentioned before, we're going to explore option number 1, which is we already have a product that, let's say, is making $10,000 a month. We wanted to get it to 15. So we're going to identify a product that is already ranked for the same keywords we are ranked for. However, they also have some extra keywords. So that's what we're going to be quote unquote hunting for. So let's take a look at example number 2. For the second example, let's assume that this is our product. It's a set of alligator clips. These are alligator clips are used for like wires when you build like electronic or electrical circuits. It might be used in science classes or physics classes or just by hobbyists. And we have this product. I've chosen it because it only has 48 ratings, so we don't have a lot of reviews. And it's a $13 product, and revenue wise, let's see, it's doing $1,000 a month. And let's go with the assumption that we are willing to, first of all, obtain a bit more reviews. So we're at 48. Let's say that before we continue with any additional ranking campaign, we are willing to conduct a reviews campaign to get to around 100 reviews. That wouldn't be, that difficult or that expensive. It's definitely attainable, both in terms of most budgets and in both of how time it would be required. And let's assume that once we get to 100 reviews, the next goal would be we would want to conduct a ranking campaign where we improve our revenue from, let's say, $1,000 a month, which is really quite low, to, let's say, $3,000 a month in revenue. And instead of doing the normal keyword research process, we want to use mirroring. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do now. So the first thing you want to do is, on your own product, you want to conduct an X-ray evaluation. So I've started async X-ray. You can see that there aren't a lot of keywords that are discovered over here. And then that's the first thing you want to find out. What keywords am I ranked for? So I'm going to sort by rank, and we want to look at the SFR column and also at the rank column. We want to see, okay, what is the most popular keyword that we ranked for in the top 10? So top 10 is up to here. And if I look at the SFR column, unfortunately, we're not ranked for any popular keyword in the top 10. And that may explain why the revenue of this product isn't that great. So the next step, if that happens, and of course, if it doesn't happen, then you just continue with the keywords you've discovered over there. But if that's not the case, the next thing you want to do is, okay, do I have the choice badge for anything? And you can sort by choice badge, and it would show as, this async if you have the choice badge for anything, but this product doesn't have a choice badge for any keywords. So then the next thing we want to do is to look beyond position 10 and see what is the most popular keyword that we're still ranked for relatively high. So going down in the list, the first relatively popular. It's not really that popular, but at least it has some SFR, is mini alligator clips. So we're going to open up this keyword. And going down a bit more, we can see that probably this is the keyword responsible for the few sales we have: alligator clips, electric wires. It's indeed a popular keyword with 98,000 SFR, and we're ranked number 15. So if there are any sales being generated organically through keywords, and we can see that we're not advertising, we don't have any sponsored results, they're probably coming from this keyword over here. You can also look at search volume just to have a quick shortcut to identify keywords that are popular or not. Anything with a 0 is most likely going to have 999,000. And so far, skipping a bit down, you can see small alligator clips over here. Before we were looking at mini alligator clips. So that's another keyword we may want to explore. And the final one, but already we're, position 36, 42. So we're going really down. Then we have alligator clips, but this is already, position 42. So I'm not going to explore any further. So we have 3 keywords to start from, and that's enough. We don't need anything more. The goal here is not to discover keywords. After all, we want a shortcut of doing mirroring. So the goal is to discover some potential ASINs that have that are similar. We want products that are similar to ours, that have the level of revenue that we're going after. So looking at mini alligator clips, unfortunately, a lot of the products I see here are not electrical wire alligator clips. There's a lot of hair alligator clips. And I see a sponsored result over here that is similar to what we're selling. A lot of them are also contain the wires as well, so that's that might be an issue. And I now see that the product I've chosen unfortunately advertises through it has a banner ad here at the top. So that means so it has a sponsored brand ad, and probably that $1,000 in revenue it has actually comes from this ad here at the top. So maybe instead of looking at this one, maybe we can explore. Let's assume that this is not our product. We could assume that we have one with wires, just to simplify things, and maybe one that has a few more reviews and better rating. So let's see if this one. Okay, so let's see if it has any revenue. And of course, this is just my fault here. I should have maybe chosen something a bit more popular. Okay, but this product doesn't have any revenue. So maybe let's continue with this product that we started with. Okay, so I don't see any potential products to mirror over here at the top of the search results. Everything seems to be a lot of hair, alligator clips, and the ones I'm seeing that are relevant actually contain the wires as well. And next we have one over here. It's a 60 pack. At least it doesn't have any wires. It has 577 reviews, and let's see what kind of revenue. So it has almost exactly what we're looking for. So $3,000 in revenue, quite a lot of reviews. So this is not ideal. We would probably need 300 reviews to get to the same number of to the same revenue level. So let's see if we can find anything a bit less competitive. So I see this one with 20 reviews. So I'm going to quickly check to see what kind of revenue they have. Then we have this one over here with only 11 reviews. This one over here with 25. There is one off screen here with 6 reviews, and we're going to look at that one as well. And there would be, I guess, this one with 257, but it's super cheap. Okay, And we're going to take a look at the ASINs in a second, but I also want to explore that final keyword we had. If I can find it, or maybe I've already closed it. I think it was small alligator clips. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so let's quickly take a look. So we have these ones, 69 reviews, $10, which I guess it's similar. We're selling at $13 with 48 reviews, but we've said that we're willing to get a few more. So let's see what's the revenue level of this product. Okay, so 1,500. It's too low. It's not where we want to get. We want to get to $3,000. And I think we're seeing kind of the same results that we've seen before. I'm not going to click on anything that's sponsored because I want to mostly rely on organic. Here's the product we have. Okay, so with that, let's see if we have anything that we can mirror. If not, it may be a sign that, hey, maybe we're not selling the right product. If you have trouble finding something to mirror to increase your revenue, maybe that's a sign that maybe you should focus on a product, in this case, that also has wires. So it's not just these ends, just these clips, but it's the clips with the wires, or maybe something that's metallic instead of like this, or maybe it should be a set with multiple colors, or maybe it should be something that comes, with a box. So, it's important to, if you get stuck, to understand, why that's happening. Should you sell something like, this product over here? Are you maybe in a niche where you really need a lot more reviews? And, it might be the case here with that product that has 500 reviews. But let's see, maybe that's not the case, and this fictional product that we've chosen actually can have, a viable mirroring strategy. So let's look at the first option over here. We have a product with 118 reviews. It has 20 pieces. Our product also has 20 pieces, which is good. It's considerably cheaper, which is not great, but maybe, the quality of our product maybe is high enough where, the price isn't an issue, right? Ours has, these extra things covering the clips, while this one doesn't have that. But more importantly, let's quickly take a look at revenue. And it's actually only making a very similar revenue as ours. So that's a no-go. I'm going to close this down. Okay, here we have the 60 pack. We're selling only 20 pieces for more money, and this one has 577 reviews. It is making exactly $3,000. So again, we're going to save this just as a final option to maybe take into account that maybe we need to modify our product to include a larger quantity, potentially reduce our price point, and get considerably more reviews. We wouldn't need 577, but my estimation is that we would need about 300 to be able to compete against this one. Okay, here we have one with only 10 instead of 20. It's selling at $17 with only 20 reviews. So it's just a matter of revenue. But the revenue is really low, so that's not viable. Next, we have this one, only 4 pieces, selling for $5. Ours has 20 pieces at $13, so that may be okay. It only has 11 reviews, so I don't have high expectations for this one. And no, it's not at $3,000, so I'm going to close it down. Next, we have this one with 120 pieces. It has 5 different colors. It looks like it has multiple sizes. So it's definitely a more complex kit. Maybe it has some wires as well. So that may be a sign, okay, maybe we need to pivot towards this kind of product. But let's see what it's doing revenue-wise. Still not great. Okay. This one, let's actually begin by checking the revenue. This one's not a solution, and I would guess This won't be either. Yeah, so it's not, we can't attain $3,000 in this particular niche. So it would look like, and maybe I've chosen the wrong product here to use as an example, but in a way, I'm glad this happened because you might be in this situation. You might just have the type of product, and this is what I'm observing here. And, I might be wrong, but just based on what I've seen here, my expectation is that if we want to make $3,000 with this product, it's not really possible with only 100 reviews. We would probably need to lower the price, offer more units, and get considerably more reviews if we wanted to make $3,000 with this product instead of 1,000. Because most of the products that are similar with this one are also making just a bit above $1,000. Like we've seen one making 1,200, one making 1,300. So that's simply a sign that with this exact product, without making any modifications, it's not possible to go to $3,000. Now, as an alternative, let's assume, so if I go back to the brand, I've seen that they're selling a couple other products. Actually, it seems like it's considerably more other products, but they have this option with wires, right? So let's see if there is an option over here. So it has 60 reviews. Let's once again assume that they are willing to do a campaign to get to 100 reviews. They have pretty good rating, which is great. They have 10 pieces. So 10 pieces of wire. I assume, 5 are black, 5 are red, selling at $25. But from what I remember, they're not making any kind of revenue with this one. No, actually, they're making 1,200. So let's go again with the same assumption. They are willing to increase the number of reviews they have, so invest in a reviews campaign, and after that they want to get to $3,000 in revenue. So we're going to do the same thing, and basically this is our third example over here. Let's see if there is any viable mirroring option for this product at this time. So once again, we start from AC and X-ray. We want to determine what are the keywords that this product is ranked for right now. It might be that it's not ranked for anything and all the revenue is coming just from those banner ads that we've seen, from those brand ads. And let's look at rank. And I don't see it being ranked in the top 10 for anything popular. So we're simply going to go down the list and find some alternative keywords. So we have something that's still popular: alligator clip leads, alligator clip electric wires, and we had that one with this one over here, alligator clamps and alligator wire clips, right? So we have keywords here to explore. You might want to open up even more, but I think, for now, for me, yeah, this is going to be enough. We have 4 keywords to potentially explore. Okay, so we already have a few options here. This one has a lot of reviews, 1,700, so I'm not going to even open it up. We have this one here off screen, 118 reviews. So not a lot more than what we have. 30 pieces instead of 10, selling for just $10. And it looks like they have more colors. So let's assume for a second that they're also willing to include more pieces in their kit. So theirs has, let's see, 50 centimeters or 19.6 inches, 10 pieces, and this one is also 50 centimeters. So similar length, but they're including 30 pieces instead of 10, and they're selling it for $9 instead of $25. But again, I expect there must be a difference in quality over here. And let's just go with the assumption that they're willing to get to 100 reviews, and they're willing to maybe, not drop the quality, maybe keep the same quality, but and maybe even keep the same price, but get to 30 pieces as well, just to be competitive and be close to what this product is doing over here. If that's not possible, then that might be another sign that you might be in the wrong niche. It might be worth testing to see if you can maintain that premium price and premium quality, and you might still be making sales. Otherwise, again, it may be a sign that you're in a commoditized niche, and people don't care that much about the quality of these alligator clips. Okay, so let's, again, for the purpose of this example, because I don't want to make it any longer than this, let's assume that the company would be willing to increase the quantity, maybe reduce the price a bit, and let's see, revenue wise, that's what I should have checked to begin with. Okay, so they are making $3,600 a month, so that would be a tripling of the revenue of our existing product, which again, the assumption was it's making $1,200. We would go to $3,600, so it would be a tripling of revenue by just doing a small reviews campaign first, and adjusting, how many units we're actually offering. So once we decide, okay, this is a product we can mirror the price point, we can mirror, the actual offer, and we can get to a similar reviews level. And we've seen that revenue-wise, this product is at the level where we want to be. The next step is to see what keywords they are ranked for. And again, I'm just going to click on cancel here, wait until Asyn X-Ray explores all 600 keywords over here, and we're going to sort by rank and just look at what keywords they are ranked for within the top 10 that have some volume. And those keywords are jumper wires with alligator clips, alligator clips with wires, alligator clip test leads, alligator clip leads, alligator wire clips, so that's a misspelling, alligator wire clips, and this relatively popular one, alligator clip. And of course, we can go through the same process that I've went through with example 1, which is to export the CSV file, only look at top 10 and only SFR lower than 1 million. And we've obtained our list of keywords. If there were any keywords we're already ranked for, of course, we would eliminate those since we're already ranked for them, and we would just skip the ones that we need to add, the extra ones, to go from $1,200 a month to $3,600 a month. Given that this product is actually not ranked for anything and it's still making $1,200, we can also assume that it's going to maybe get to $4,800 after this ranking campaign, or have the option to stop advertising. And maybe at the moment they have to charge more because they are advertising and they have to cover that, or they're trying to cover that with the price point to maintain a certain profit margin because they're not relying on organic results. Maybe this just comes from, maybe they're not sourcing from the right supplier and they're just being overcharged in terms of cost of goods. Maybe they just have a really high quality level that most other sellers don't have, and the market doesn't demand that level of quality. So obviously in this example, there would be some important adjustments to be made, and the seller would have to consider, am I going to continue with these products or not? But assuming they can make the changes that we've mentioned with X-Ray, hopefully this made sense. It's super easy to obtain the list of keywords that they would need to go after to make sure that they increase their revenue from $1,200 a month to $3,600 a month. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.